Italian Grand Prix recap. Lewis Hamilton wins thriller at Monza after Vettel collision. Hamilton faced a tough battle to get past the Ferrari duo of Vettel and Kimi Räikkönen after qualifying third fastest yesterday. The Ferraris looked as though they had the pace all weekend, but fortune was on Hamilton's side in the opening lap when he was involved in a racing incident with Vettel. Working to get past the German, Hamilton ended up touching Vettel with the latter spinning out. It forced Vettel to the back of the grid, meaning his race was all but over. But for Hamilton, he still had the small task of getting past Räikkönen, who battled hard to maintain his place at the front of the pack. The duo were involved in a brilliant back-and-forth midway through the race as Hamilton got past his rival before Räikkönen regained his lead. However, the 33-year-old finally made his move with 7 laps remaining, and he made it stick. It means Hamilton now holds a 30-point lead ahead of Vettel in the championship with just 7 races remaining. Italian Grand Prix Live. Hamilton wins. Fantastic drive from the Briton, who didn't think a win here was possible this morning. Kimi Räikkönen finishes second for his 100th career podium, and Bottas has been bumped up to third following Verstappen's 5-second penalty. Vettel also moves up to fourth with Verstappen fifth. Final lap. Bottas still fighting hard to try and get third, but Verstappen holding strong. Could be a photo finish. Lap 50. Hamilton looks as though he has the Italian Grand Prix wrapped up, but elsewhere Bottas is battling Verstappen hard for the final podium spot. The Dutchman currently defending well, but Bottas continues to pile on the pressure. Lap 46. Hamilton finally makes his move on Räikkönen going into the first chicanes, and he gets past him. Brilliant racing from both drivers as they leave just enough room for each other while battling hard. The Briton now in clean air with 6 laps left. Lap 43. Naughty from Verstappen on Bottas. The Mercedes driver gets on the outside down the straight going into the first corner, but is left no room and touches tires with Verstappen, forcing him to go through the escape road. Lap 41. Räikkönen still leads from Hamilton, and the Finn currently has enough speed out of the corners to pull away from his rival. The championship leader has been within 1 second for a few laps now, but he can't get close enough to make a move. Lap 37. Bottas now comes, and so now we're back to Räikkönen leading from Hamilton. 16 laps left for the Ferrari driver to hold on, but Hamilton has dropped back in the last couple of laps. Lap 34. Hamilton has now closed the gap and is within DRS. Bottas, Räikkönen and Hamilton all separated by just 1.1 seconds. Lap 31. All down to Bottas to help Hamilton out here to try and slow Räikkönen down. Bottas yet to pit, but he has proven all year that he can eke out every last bit from old tires. Lap 29. Hamilton finally pits, but it may have been slightly too late as Räikkönen strolls past down the straight with Valtteri Bottas the new race leader. The Briton is 5 seconds behind Räikkönen, but will have fresher tires towards the end of the race. Lap 26. Daniel Ricciardo out. The Red Bull driver had another engine change this weekend, and it has once again failed him. This season is all over for the Australian now, ever since he announced he would leave for Renault next year. Lap 20. Räikkönen has pitted with Hamilton staying out. The race is on now for the Mercedes driver to try and leapfrog into the lead. Lap 18. Vettel now up to 8th. But has the damage to his title hopes already been done? The German sat 17 points behind Hamilton at the start of the race, and that isn't likely to improve today. Lap 15. Hamilton getting to within DRS of Räikkönen now. The Ferrari driver hasn't been able to pull away as of yet. The first set of pit stops could prove to be crucial. Lap 9. Fernando Alonso has retired from the race. Not the way he would have wanted his last Italian Grand Prix to end. His McLaren falls foul to an engine problem. Lap 8 Vettel now working his way up the field after getting past Ricciardo down the straight. He's now up to 12th. Räikkönen still leads from Hamilton with Max Verstappen third. Lap 6 Mercedes and Hamilton will breathe a sigh of relief. Race stewards will take no further action on his collision with Vettel. They deem it a racing incident. Lap 5 brilliant battle between Räikkönen and Hamilton from the restart. The Mercedes driver uses the slipstream down the straight to take the lead, but Räikkönen doesn't give up and regains top spot a few corners later. Thrilling stuff. Lap 3 hard to see where the fault lies from that collision as they both raced side by side out of the corner. Elsewhere, Brendan Hartley's race is over for the day after crashing out on the opening lap and a safety car has been released. Lap 1 Kimi Räikkönen, Sebastian Vettel and Lewis Hamilton battle hard in the opening corners and Hamilton and Vettel touch. The Ferrari drivers comes out worse as he spins out and is now at the back of the grid. Lights out and away we go. 2:10 p.m. The drivers are just heading out for their formation lap, so we're moments away from the start of the race. Speaking ahead of today's race, Hamilton, speaking to Sky Sports, said, "It's going to be exciting. It's going to be an interesting race. We're going to do our best to keep up with the Ferraris, so we'll see what opportunities arise on turn 1. I don't necessarily dream about it, winning, but I set myself a goal and try to go for it." Hamilton is looking to extend his lead at the top of the Drivers' Championship this weekend. The Brit boasts a 17-point advantage ahead of Sebastian Vettel heading into today's race. Hamilton will have to come from behind to win today after Kimi Räikkönen secured pole in qualifying. The Mercedes man tweeted yesterday that he's ready for the battle today. Hello and welcome to our live coverage of the Italian Grand Prix. The Ferraris were the fastest in qualifying this weekend. Kimi Räikkönen secured pole position yesterday ahead of Sebastian Vettel and Lewis Hamilton. Will Hamilton come from behind to stun Ferrari in Monza?